Hello everyone, Sam around here. Welcome back to a new live session and a new episode at Hearts of Iron 4 La Resistance, playing with USA. So let's see what's gonna happen next. Now we were trying to recruit some units here, but unfortunately we're not able to do this. Armored divisions are of course the milestone, the basis of the American Army, as well as the Marine Brigade. We've got force rotation being researched. Now we're gonna have some more interception detection bonus. And we're getting something around here. Atomic research is too far away, as well as experimental rockets. It's gonna have to move on with radio detection in 1937. Very soon Japan will declare war on China, and I'm pretty curious to see what is going to happen in this game regarding a historical aspect. Now, Republic of Spain is about to capitulate. This is very uninteresting. As you can see, they are being surrounded here by nationalist Spain. Construction F3, armament F3, whatever. What about the French? Devalue the franc. Reinforce the empire. Birmingham Small Arms Company. Unknown focus for the Germans. So we're gonna see a war here. I'm not quite sure what China will do. They're gonna be able to defend themselves. Possibly not, but China is such a huge power and force. I mean, look at this. This is enormous. Agricultural Adjustment Act. Completed. Which was... what was this? Right here, okay. So, we had intervention in Europe, War Plan Silver. Along decision execute War Plan Silver while active. Italy. Attack bonus against country, defense bonus against country 10%. Warplan Gold. Unlocks execute Warplan Gold while active France, attack bonus against country. But I'm not sure what that means. General rank gains Warplan Black up in the United States. Unlocks execution, attack bonus against country. So if you're gonna have to be at war with this guys, I mean, this is good, but just not yet to activate it. Warplan Red. So we're not gonna activate this. Actually, let's go with intervention, Warplan Green, Mexico. No, actually not. Intervention in Asia, I think is gonna be cool. So let's have this. We have a few decisions available, and we're just about to build something here in the state of Georgia. Maybe later. Let's see what else can we do here. Nothing. We could just support Philippines. But more stability, more democracy support. We actually don't need this right now. Pay farm subsidized, consumer goods factor 3%, but gonna have more support. Do we need this? No. Small lobby, we're also not gonna need this. So we're just gonna wait first. Oh, we have a huge increase right now. This is really good. The Hindenburg disaster. Let's see how many divisions the Mexicans are having. 37, and we're having 36. Although we have this thing here on this third isolation. Okay, they're having some bonuses there. Limited conscription. Yes, nobles. More fashion support. Construction is doing very fine, and it seems that we're having more and more military factories as far as I know. Let's see, so we've got 17 right now, which means that we should be able to produce actually a lot of stuff, including a lot of airplanes, towed anti-tank, strategic bomber, B-17 flying fortress, all kind of stuff. Most important, we're producing tanks, and this is what exactly we're gonna need. We're also producing even more infantry equipment because we need it. Even more support equipment and light tanks also. So we're gonna have a lot of light tanks. What do we have is a relatively huge amount of airplanes. Really decent amount of airplanes, to say the least. Which is of course very good. Now let's see, political power is also growing a little bit better, a little bit quicker. Basic machine tools. So in 63 days, gonna have Lockheed P-38 Lightning and basic machine tools, which give us more production efficiency, cap 10%. Bonus, we also have research speed, electronic mechanical engineer 13%. I think we're gonna have some real and nice and big bonuses in this campaign. About achievements. Join a faction, friend in need available. Master war, fully research a land, air, naval. Make all nations fascist. As Egypt, lay at least 1,000 mines on the coastline of an enemy nation. Have a production license from at least 5 or 7 major powers. As the USA, drop a nuclear bomb on Paris. I don't think we're gonna do this ever. Have a spy network of at least 50% striking Casablanca. Have the same spy get captured twice. How exactly are we gonna reach 1948? Time is on our side. Have at least 1,000 convoys. Deploy a nuke. Research construction 5. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff that we can do. Original countries, Republic and Spain, so this one can undo. Countries, Hungary, Belgium, whatever. Okay, we'll see what we're gonna do. Oh, got more. No, I think we got less manpower somehow, but I don't understand why, because I think we had... How much do we have? Actually, we have more. I think we had 200,000 or something, or 400, I don't remember exactly how much we have. Our 4 senators go into opposition. Senator speaks out against government policy. Yeah, so less House support for us, but more Senate support anyway. So the Congress is looking good all in all. So we're controlling 73% of core estates, which is of course good. We need enough cavalry division as garrison to protect against the counter resistance. This garrison is currently 100% efficient. They are good equipped. Current manpower 1,000 men from the United States. Kingdom of Hawaii. We could release nation civilian oversight. Resistance target, damage to garrisons, required garrison. Disgraceful. So we could go, for example, with local police force, state modifier, daily compliance gain, required garrisons, damage to garrison minus 50%. Can actually do a better one. Martial law. Resistance target minus 50%. Resistance target. Forced labor would be better. Resistance target minus 40%. Local factories 5%. Local resources 40%. Damage to garrisons plus 30%. Required garrisons. Daily compliance gain, civilian factory repair speed, resource salvage chance minus 25, and salvage duration. This one would be better. No garrison perhaps would also be better. No compliance gain, yes. Resistance 40% and required garrisons minus 100% by no garrison, of course. Local autonomy, it's gonna be better. Required garrison minus 6% damage to garrison, daily compliance gain. But what we have here, the civilian oversight will give us something? No, it doesn't give us anyway. Harsh quotas, it's gonna be even more. It's gonna give us repair speed bonus and local factories 25%, local resources 5%. Harsh quotas. We can actually do this at least right now, but I would just like to leave it the way it is now. So there's no rebellion chance anyway everywhere. And we have average compliance of all core states of Panama control is 73%, which is actually good. Mariana Federation. The country has 4 core states in total, and we are controlling 2 of them. right here, okay. We got here Puerto Rico department with 9,000 men. I don't even know for sure if we're gonna need these guys here. No one is gonna attack us there in Puerto Rico. Who's gonna invade us in Puerto Rico? They won't manage to send fleets up to us. Whatever, we're gonna do this later. Let's see, we got... Oh man, we have so many naval departments and stuff like that. Judging by the size. In Central America, we also have some submarines that we could assign right now, but I don't have more emeralds left. Okay, and I think we're supposed to have... No, that was actually all. West Coast, led by Admiral Chester Nimitz, leadership purges, Japan declared war on China, with 3 carriers, which are Ranger Lexington and Saratoga carrier. They do have enough carriers, they could carry, I think, more. We got here intervention in Asia. I'm not sure what this gave us. Becomes a general, so nothing, actually. So we're gonna postpone all these plans, or perhaps go with intervention in America. Execute Warplan Green, infrastructure construction speed. Mexico, reaffirm Warplan Gray, and Great Faction Treaty of Reciprocal Assistance. Marco Polo Bridge incident. Alright, very cool. Anti-Bolshevist Act. British Raj. Australia, but I'm not gonna attack them. Destroy 4 bases. This are, of course, very important, but we're gonna activate them later. United Kingdom becomes own control of Bermuda. Actually, we're gonna become, as per the agreement, we're gonna become control of Trinidad, Jamaica, and stuff like that. It'll be alright. Good, let's go here with Air Warplanes divisions, which give us some bonus production cost, and Department of Defense is also cool. Maximum command power increase, but we're gonna first go with Air Warplanes divisions. Although we should try to get rid of... Actually, we don't have... slow recovery is what I have right now. Which is actually better. Recruit population factor, constant increase factor 25%. Construction is still doing fine. And we're still having 19 factories this time. I think we're producing almost everything. We're just gonna need 3 more industrial factories, and we're gonna be able to produce anti-tank, transport plane, and strategic bomber for now. We're gonna also produce more tanks, and I'd also like to produce more infantry equipment and support equipment. So got a light carrier there. Now let's see, what do we have here? War tension is at 12%. We've got 2 stuff being built. So we could go on with fighter baiting and basic machine tools. Move on here then. Oh, actually, wait a minute, we got some stuff in here, such as paratroopers and mountain infantry. I honestly believe that mountain infantry will be the most important. I can build up a heavy fighter, the B-30 Lightning, already in 1937. So research in the US is going very quickly, I have to say. This is very good. We also have enough political power for the time being. Radio 15 days. Right, what about here? What can we do? Worker, input worker conditions. Weekly stability, factory output comes from this. Now we don't need this. Give refugee to German scientists. So it's 5%. Ban communism. Actually, we don't need this right now. If you gotta wait a little bit, I think we gotta be able to appoint a new minister here. Or a new chief of the army, such as Eisenhower. or naval experience gain. Naval air attacks from carriers sometimes also be good. William Halsey. George Kenny, air accidents chance minus 10%. Shots, air experience gain. Infantry attack, division defense. Clark is also very important. And Hodges as well. Attrition minus 8% is also very important. These guys are very important to a point. I would, however, like to put up, for example, civilian economy law, but it seems that it's going to take quite some time, to say the least. Sunshine Division, 40th, 12,000 men with some artillery, infantry equipment and support equipment. And let's see what in the meantime is happening in... oh, here National Spain is being wiped out. They have no chance at all. Victory, repair speed and construction speed. Construction 1, I think this is important. We weren't able to recruit any divisions, we just need a lot of infantry equipment. M1 Grand and M2 light tank. I just thought that we're gonna have some good amount of light tanks right now. Where is it? Here, light tank minus 60. Yeah, so we are producing quite a lot of light tanks here. And a lot of factories because construction speed is 15%. I would also like to produce more ships, and as one can see, we're gonna produce also more destroyers very soon. We've got only one here. If you can take a look, yeah, I have only one ship, so it's not that important. Let's see what China is doing in this war against Japan. It seems they are actually being actually they are also war with communist China, there's the problem. It's gonna complicate the situation a lot. They have 17 divisions, they have here 200. The Japanese are having 100, but they are of course much better. Yeah, it's not looking very good for China. Has been somehow united, except Mongolia. They have actually annexed all this stuff here. The Japanese will definitely invade around here on the Chinese coast. It's going to be difficult for the Chinese. Reinstated to Hawaii. So, support is really huge, but house support is very low. So I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea to put up a small lobby effort. Wichita class, it's there. days. Carrier organization. I think this will be alright. Can produce some new type of heavy cruisers. I would say let's just produce 5 of them. Or actually 6. But we cannot allocate too many factories to produce this Wichita class heavy cruiser too. But that will be alright, I think. So let's see. We're actually producing almost everything, including transport planes. This amount of dockyards that are currently used for ship repairs would of course, put up 7, for example. So, Senator from Florida offers support. They make a lot of good points. Unlocks decision to build new munition plant in Florida. Well, what is this? Right, here. Okay, that means that we should just build... Munition plant means this military factory, I think. We should just move it as first priority. Florida. I think that right now, yeah, we're having more house support, that's right. So more representatives will support. Air War Plans Division is gonna be done very soon. Right, so now let's get back here at the beginning. I wouldn't like to go with Neutrality Act, actually. It requires more senators. 160. I actually have this. They established the gold standard. I would like to pass Neutrality Act, actually. Then we could go on this path, because we're not gonna have a chance to have this. Limited interventions would also be good. Reestablish the gold standard. Now, the only way is to pass Neutrality Act, but we're gonna do this later. I want to have more research slots now. And then we're gonna try later. Oh, it seems that, right, we should go more, another political advisor, I think. Right now. Let's see what we got here. This one will be good. This one is not cool. This one is not cool. Improve relations. We don't need this. Stability, daily communist support, less anti-communist democratic reformer. Communist support. A war industrialist, I think Henry Stimson would be good. So we've got to build quickly our military factories. We really gotta need this. 15% construction speed, this is really good. And now we're just gonna build this stuff actually a little bit quicker. We're also producing tower anti-tank, we're gonna have to produce 2 types of planes. And then we're gonna have a bonus of military factories. We're gonna have to think, what can we do with it? I think we should focus on infantry equipment. This is the most important stuff if we really want to deploy these divisions here. The first division will be the first armored light tank division, to say the least. They're gonna be deployed. We still need a lot of infantry equipment to reinforce our armies. Old Hickory Division 30th. Template. Also got engineer company and support artillery. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass the Neutrality Act. Although we are in 1937, but we're gonna have to do this at one point. General rearmament. Fidelity the franc, stability but consumer goods factories. Multi-neon agreements. Officers purged. Next election, November 1914. And I'm pretty sure that Roosevelt will be re-elected. This will happen. So China will swallow communist China as far as I can see. Doesn't seem they will manage to escape from this. They have only 4 provinces left. And they're not gonna make it, and they are doing actually very fine against Japanese. What could save communist China is an invasion of Japan around here. Volunteers. If you're gonna play with Japan in this game, it's gonna be cool because you're gonna be able to enter war a little bit quicker. You won't have to wait too much. War will start very soon. Especially here in Beijing. So yeah, communist China will perish as far as I can see. This is a very good thing. And take a look at the Philippines are also having more divisions. This is very good. I got here a relatively big fleet. Right, so I got more infantry equipment, and guess what? I think, yeah, we have a positive number of tanks. What we're gonna need now is more military equipment. Okay. Actually, we could, wait a minute, we could attach some air wings, you know? Or maybe not. In California. Okay, now they are starting to go to Hawaii. How about here? gonna leave them here. Yeah, so they're moving almost everywhere. This is good because you're gonna need a lot of air wings attached to them. And there were these guys. This would use a bit of fuel, I think. Could use a bit of fuel. Medium bomber and light bombardment. We could also use close air support or something like that for them. We shall see about that. Because they're having more divisions than we have. They could even attack us now, for example. Right. I would like to attach some planes to this army as well. So, I think we got something. Position editor. Yes, and we can build some stuff here. Automatic reinforcements, yes, it will go. So we're supposed to have those airplanes, I'm not sure. Right here, maybe. Right there you go. Air wings will not follow this carrier when it leaves the region they operate. So now they should follow. Will follow this carrier when it leaves the region they operate in. That's right, this is very important. Can perform mission, that's right, okay. So that's the scientific research, whatever. Rubber Reserve Company. We don't need this right now, we can go with neutrality act, but not yet. So, Warplanes Division Intervention in the Americas. I'm not quite sure. Lend for construction speed against Canada. Moral doctrine and create self-operating faction. I would like to join the Allies, actually. So we could go with the War Plan. War Plan Silver or Orange. Invasion preparation time for this invasion speed. Opinion and tech against Japan. Yeah, let's do this. I'm not sure if this is gonna be bad, but let's do this anyway. I hope this is not gonna increase war tech or something like that. So we can start a new research. That's very good. We're gonna go with the P-40 Warhawk. In Florida, we're just about to build another factory here. We do have a lot of military factories right now. And it seems that soon we're gonna have to, let's see, let's just say, let's increase it here and here because we're gonna need more stuff. What else we're gonna need? I think more light tanks. It's not gonna be a problem to have a little bit more light tanks right now. And so we're gonna have to create some more tank destroyers and perhaps more airplanes. I'm not sure about that. Interwar bomber. I'm gonna leave it the way it is now, because it's looking very good. So we have a huge support now everywhere. Increased support of Puerto Rico. I think this one, yeah, is increasing a lot. So I've completed this. We're gonna do this. Research grants. We actually do this as well. A small lobbying effort. Get anyway a lot of support. Now I think we should have a little bit more factories working for us. Yes, we do have. And even more manpower. War Plan Orange. It's gonna be against Japan. Mountain infantry are there. So let's see, maintain this infantry. Yeah, that's right. We can get up a Mountaineer division. We could actually delete, but we don't need to delete them. It's only a few of them. Just train them. Oh no, actually not in California. New Mexico is okay. So we can of course need a lot of infantry equipment to create this Mountaineer division. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna have it, minus 9,000. We're gonna definitely have more. Division, and gonna take a look at production. We are producing enough, I think. We got 34% factory output coming from stability and free trade. Alright, so we're preparing for the war with Japan, although we are very far away from this war. This is what the Japanese are doing. They still didn't invade China. I'm just glad that Philippines are recruiting a lot of divisions. We also have our Philippine division right here. Can we promote a guy here? Oh yes, we can. We're gonna need 30, but we do have 30. We can actually promote every one of them. Whatever. Good, so let's see, Good Martian Truscott. He has gained actually some skills still. That is fantastic. I gotta want to create a new army here in Manila. The new commander. Maurice Ross. I think this one was very good. It's going to be led by a Marshal here in Army Theater 2. I would just call it Pacific Theater. And this one is going to be called American Theater. That's actually alright. So Maurice Rose will have to guard Manila. And it's gonna also get some more units. But not yet. Actually, I know what. First of all, let's address the situation here. So, what's this here? Special Forces, accommodation. But I'd like to go with M1917. And I'd like to give another unit to Maurice Rose from Puerto Rico, because I don't think that someone will invade Puerto Rico here. It's gonna have to go to the Philippines. Puerto Rico department doesn't have to stay here. Alright, so we do have enough fuel to support any operation that we're gonna have. Amend the budget. Those centers will go into opposition, but who cares? We're still doing a great job here. So I wanted to check what China is doing. Here we got 2 marshals. A new army group. Army group 2. No, we cannot create a better army or a bigger army group here. So this is Marshall Douglas. Okay, no template for anti-air and anti-tank. And I think we were supposed to have enough anti-air, especially anti-air. That means that I would like to Upgrade some of this infantry division with some anti-air unit. It's gonna cost us experience and we don't have it. That's nice. So as the communist China is still holding their ground here. They have 4 provinces and they are still holding, and the Chinese only know are holding their ground against Japan. Actually, I think they are pushing them back a little bit, especially here in Menguku. This is unbelievable, but I think that Japan will definitely strike back. Chinese unity, communist uprising, internal military advisors, research speed, non-aligned, Kuomintang. Let's see, they got 233 divisions, and these guys have 127. They are developing a lot now. Unknown focus. Naval effort. An ocean-going navy. British austerity. Colonial elite. Service overseas. Fortify East Asia. That is okay. Oh, and take a look at this. It seems that Spain is still holding its ground as well. Anschluss of Austria. Oh, this is not good at all. In February 1938. The situation is moving very, very quickly. Now Germany is becoming much stronger. They also send troops to Spain. They have only 109 divisions, but already war economy, limited conscription, limited exports. Porsche, armor, Heinz Guderian, armor speed 10%. Werner von Fritsch, Ferdinand Schorner, Erwin Rommel. So they are focusing 100% on armor, which means it's going to be very difficult to defeat Germany, right? NSDAP actually. Adolf Hitler. War Plan Orange. Now we are against Japan 100%. So this is what we're gonna do here. Selective Training Act. Effects. Limited conscription is gonna give us more manpower. This one is gonna give us more naval dockyards. Filters Congress. 2 Ocean Navy Act. I think this one will be good, and more building slots in California and New York. So let's do this. The situation and the balance for infantry equipment is a little bit better, although we are building right now a few naval dockyards and civilian factories. We do have, however, a lot of military factories anyway. We actually have enough to produce what we have to do, or what we have to produce. We're gonna have more light tank factories very soon. More motorized, maybe. So we still got a huge Senate support, as well as House support. We also grant research grants. But we don't need it, because research is doing fine anyway. We're gonna have a lot of building slots, research slots actually. How can we actually support Spain? We can't. Just can't. Only the Russians can do this. It's Russia against Germany. So fighter baiting will be also done, followed by carrier task force. Then Curtis B-40 Warhawk. We're also getting more manpower. Oh, we got too many airplanes. I agree. A lot of carrier fighter, interwar fighter, close air support 1, carrier CAS 1. We do have a lot of airplanes indeed, but I want to get even more. I want to get a lot of them. Gonna have to make use of a lot of airplanes. Germany, for example, should be able to use their airplanes, or too many airplanes, because they're not gonna have enough fuel. They shouldn't have enough fuel. This is not gonna be the same for the Russian side. The United States is a major great power. No one's gonna mess with us. I'm pretty sure about that. Cavalry, the first team, 8,000 man. Cavalry division, 1st Cavalry Division. Mountaineer Division, unfortunately we need so much infantry equipment. Here the same thing. Minus 7,800. Fighter baiting. We've got a huge reduction here, but I'm gonna research it later. This is what I got here. Mechanical computing. Absolutely. Research bonus. This is what we're gonna need. How much is gonna be? 4%. Gonna increase to 17% research bonus. This is indeed great. Okay, we could increase our support a little bit more through, what can we do here? A small lobbying effect, maybe? Or we could just wait. So we're also producing a lot of ships. This is what it seems. Wait a minute, I have... Oh shit, I forgot to put how many carriers we're gonna produce. Let's say just 2 of them. So we'll just keep producing them. 2 of them. Battle cruiser, 2 of them. Light cruiser. 2, let's just say 10 of them, although it's gonna be a little bit too much. Just forgot to address the situation. So now we're just producing a lot of ships, I think. And we're just gonna produce 2 more carrier level 2 here, the Ranger and Yorktown class. It's gonna take a lot of time to use them. And this one, of course, gonna be produced infinitely. Okay, let's get back to China. So, Communist China, they have 3 provinces now. They're almost done. And, Shaanxi. Is it over Japan? And this is Japan actually. They have actually conquered a part of Shaanxi, you're right. No wonder. They're gonna soon invade, that's for sure. Once the Chinese will get rid of Communist China, then they could focus their forces against Japan. Hopefully they're gonna do this before Japan will invade him, because otherwise it's gonna be a terrible mess. Internationalists, daily communist support, collectivist ethos. This must be Mao Zedong, actually. The guy who unified China after World War II. and established communist China. They have 23 divisions, they have 200. The Japanese have 100. Central from Mississippi offers support. Yeah, let's build a new munition plant then. In the state of Mississippi. I'm gonna have to build it like right now, very soon, and we're gonna enjoy our support, which is, I think, here or here, I'm not sure where. Actually, this is gonna happen when it will be complete. We're gonna get 10 senators and more representatives in House of Representatives. Compliance and resistance. Foreign support when provided by other countries 0. We have a lot of fuel. I don't think we use maximum consumption, carbon consumption. Okay, disgraceful. Criticizes president. Many have gone into opposition now. Carrier task force. Low action support, ground support 10%, that's okay. Two Ocean Navy Act. It's gonna be done very soon. Now, we're gonna have, of course, more dockyards as well. And we're gonna also put up some more fuel silos, some ports, and some fortifications, and then again a lot of military factories, infrastructure, and I think then even more military factories. We're gonna need a lot of military factories if we want to produce the best military equipment ever. Right, so 2 Ocean Navy Act is there. Bureau of Ships is also very awesome, but let's focus on these things here. I'll go with Neutrality Act. Unfortunately, I have to do this. Gonna get more political party if we will do this, so let's just research or let's just focus on this. This was passed by Roosevelt, historically speaking. Let's buy more stuff from the British. More, what is this? More steel. Actually, can we build a steel factory? We can't build any steel factories and stuff like that. We're just gonna have to import everything. But it doesn't matter, we're gonna do it. And now I think we were gonna be able to produce all kind of ships. Got 33 dockyards right now. That is insane. We're gonna produce a lot of ships right now. That's really great. Alright, so we're here. Resource gain efficiency, synthetic refinery. Excavation 1. Concentrated industry, dispersed industry. Concentrated industry would be better because because we're not gonna have a problem with bombardment. No one is gonna bombard USA. It's out of question. So we're gonna produce the first fighter 1 P-40 Warhawk ever. This is looking very good actually. I'm very optimistic about this campaign here. I think we're gonna do a good job against the enemies. So we can do some other stuff, such as this one. When the stability is growing or what? That is really party, new deal. By ruining party popularity, which is, yeah, it's enormous. Ban communism. Give refugee. With stability. Execute plan. Or no, not yet. So we got also an upgrade here. We should produce a new type of heavy tank, which is this one. Great. What we could do is to give refuge to German scientists, because they're gonna give us some research speed. And stability has gone down a little bit, but take a look at this. We got 18% research speed. And we're gonna have even more once we're gonna research mechanical computing, like 22% research speed. It's gonna make America the most evolved country in the world regarding research, at least. And we also have more infantry equipment. Right, even more infantry equipment and support equipment. Less war support is gonna be, but who cares? Joint faction tension limit 25%. We shouldn't pass this act, but whatever, we're gonna leave it. Western metropolitan France. Fortify the empire. Firepower. Air defense. $382,000. Oh no, the Chinese are losing. They have lost 2 more territories here. They cannot just wipe out communist China. This is such a mess. And Japan is also advancing against Shaanxi. Maintenance Company 1. Good. Here, let's upgrade the artillery with 105mm M101A1, whatever. Lazone Conference. Fascist 100% ideology. So currently, oh, this is the production efficiency, which is huge. Here, however, is not that big. I don't understand why. 55%. Here we got Jervis Island garrison, 3,000 men. If the Japanese will attack us, then we're gonna have some real trouble. That's why I'm thinking, let's just produce some kind of defensives. In the Pacific. Especially in Midway and stuff like that. Especially where we have some units. This is Japanese territory. Especially in Guam and stuff like that. I think it's gonna be important. United States, if this one is also ours. Just in case the Japanese would dare to attack. This one belongs to France. Okay, let's see where else can we build something. I think we have built it here everywhere. Yeah, we're just building it there as well. You're gonna have some of them to build. state of Mississippi, but I think we are building it. That's right, we're building it right now, and we're gonna we'll gain more support, I think, especially in House of Representatives and Senate. Senate support is anyway huge, so we don't have to worry about that anyway. Okay, we're doing fine or better with infantry equipment. We're just reinforcing. I think a big problem is that I put reinforcements at high priority and upgrades less. At least, don't need to do this right now. Okay, we have some free docks here. That means we have to produce more ships. Okay, let's focus, for example, on submarines. Such as 20 of them. And I have to produce as many of them as possible and as quickly as possible. Hopefully the Japanese will not sink our submarines very soon, to say the least. Yeah, we're gonna need more stuff, despite from the United Kingdom, in order to increase their opinion of us. Getting some research grants will increase. Oh my god, now we have a lot. Yeah, let's get some research grants, but I don't care about what's gonna happen. And small lobby, in fact, as well. So I have passed the Neutrality Act, which happened in real life. Now we could activate another war plan against Italy, for example, or against Germany. Would be here. Against the German Reich. Or no, actually I gotta go with intervention in the Americas. Now let's see. Let's choose the Chief of the Army. Congress passes Neutrality Act. Planning, speed, division training, time division recovery, division attack. So we're gonna do this. And we still got enough political power. So we're getting Neutrality Act now, but I hope we're gonna remove this soon. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that Japan will attack us in 1941, so we're gonna enter the war anyway. But I hope that until then, we will abandon the Neutrality Act. I hope. Theorist. Nuclear research speed 15%. Superior firepower. Doctor research speed. Rocket. We're not gonna need this. As we get now 2 light cruisers of USS Brooklyn class. Deep oceans. Then I'll have even more support. House 7 support is almost 100%, and house support is also more than 50%. This is very good. Now we're also producing a lot of infantry equipment, which we're gonna need if you want to create new divisions. This is the Atlantic Fleet. Once we're going to get positive with infantry equipment, and this is going to happen very soon and very quickly, then we're going to be able to recruit new divisions. We do have enough manpower right now, I would say. So this is really good. Yeah, intervention in the Americans, which will get more planning speed, is going to be done also very soon, and then we're going to see what we're going to have to research farther on. Research grants, 26%. This is insane. Collectivist propaganda, stability 20%. And Spain is actually keep fighting. This is incredible. Spain civil wars lasting until 38. That's incredible. Well, these guys are having more divisions. More mobilization, more economy. That's really insane. Anti-German military. Low echelon support, ground support 10%. And we still got another bonus here, but we're gonna research it at another time. Xylophone. Motorized rocket artillery. Special forces. Yeah, let's go with improved infantry equipment 1. I think this will be important to have researched. 98 days, gonna last anyway very few time. Research grants gonna last for another 44 days. Oh no, take a look at communist China. They are actually surviving. Actually expanding even more. Because Chinese have to send troops against Japan. I think this is the problem now, which is actually expanding at least in the north. That is not good at all, but what can you do? I think Shaanxi will fall. When Shaanxi will fall, there's going to be real trouble. Indoctrination. Political correctness, internationalism. Try to stage a coup here, but this is gonna affect us too much of our poor political power support. Then we're gonna need to have some military stuff, research and production and stuff like that. We have anyway huge Senate support as well as huge House support. We don't have any trouble here. So we could give refuge to the Italians. This will add us, of course, a lot more. 31% research speed, this is insane. This is insane, but yeah, let's do it. Let's make United States one of the most advanced and one of the biggest countries in the world regarding technology. So, 4th International. Okay, whatever. I think we have managed to deploy something. Actually, gotta leave this. Don't actually need to increase this. Right now, upgrades and reinforcements and stuff like that. So I have some unassigned division and light tank brigade, which I think can add to this guy here. Omar Bradley, right? Yeah, that's right. So this is the first light tank brigade with a few light tank units, some motorized and some infantry equipment with 5,000 men. And a new one will be created. We do have, however, enough light tanks to do this. We could, in fact, upgrade it. Could put up, but we're gonna need some, okay, we don't need this. We don't have this. We're gonna need some military experience in order to add some of this motorized recon company or something like that, or support anti-tank. That would be, of course, good. Claymore Mammal. Mechanical computing. So now research efficiency is skyrocket high at like 35%. Now that is really insane, isn't it? This is the power of the United States of America. Should we have too low stability because of refugee to German scientists? Either way, it doesn't matter. We're still producing a lot. We have a lot of factories. Intervention has been in America. Now let's go on to War Department and let's see what can we do here. I would go with selective training, limited conscription. Intervention in the Americas, planning speed 5%. And Spain is just about to fall. No one can help us for the Grand École. Concentrated industry. Now we're gonna have even more bonuses. Gunning production. Right, so that's everything we can research here. Let's go with mobile defense. Elastic defense tactic. It's gonna take 283 days, which is in my opinion too much. But it doesn't matter. Research grants can last a little bit more. We have an enormous house support in 1938 in September, just before outbreak of World War II. 4 days, T1 heavy tank, M101A1. United Kingdom guarantees the independence of Czechoslovakia. And Poland. No, not yet. Romanian bridgehead strategy. What was this supposed to be? Unknown focus. They don't have too many divisions though. Oh, they have a lot of divisions now. Hermann Göring. T1 heavy tank is done. Okay, we can research a new type of ship here, such as the North Carolina class. Okay, we can build up a new heavy tank type. Or not. Actually not. Actually we could put up a new type of heavy tank here. TIE Destroyer and heavy tank, for example. So I would actually like to do this. Improve artillery. What was actually here? And heavy tank. Improve artillery 2. Gonna have to upgrade this, and finally we're gonna have positive infantry equipment, which will enable us to recruit and deploy even more divisions. That is really cool. Now the US is really starting to grow here. Especially when we're gonna have limited conscription law, which is from here. We're gonna have a lot more manpower, that's for sure. here we got another fleet coming in. We could use, of course, more factories, but perhaps later. I also produce a lot of submarines. We got plenty of them to produce. Light tank destroyer and heavy tank as well. We're gonna need this too. And as you can see, we have a lot of planes in reserve, which is perfect. We're gonna deploy them once the war will start. Now, until the war will start, it's gonna take a lot of time, because it just lasts a lot. Anti-fascist diplomacy. China's having real trouble here, especially against communist China, that is having 26 divisions. They have 230. The Japanese have 125, but they seem to be even more and more powerful. Right, so we got another division here. We can also send to Bradley. The 1st Marine, the War Breed Division. And I think that I'm gonna end the recording here. Since the Mexicans have recruited so many divisions here, like 48, while we have only 38, and they seem to be stronger than ours. Anyway, I'm gonna end the recording here, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye bye.